If I had that swing, you better believe I'd leave that sucker for you.
Would you really?
Hell yeah.
You'd let me put you in it?
Yeah.
With a bar and everything?
Yeah, babe. You felt me. I was like soaking through my clothes.
So what about some of these phone conversations?
No, not here or the phone. I
just mean conversations y'all are having on the phone.
No.
Since he's been in here.
Like.
Meet Charlene O'Banion, a corrections officer facing allegations of engaging in a romantic relationship with an incarcerated individual.
You felt me. I was like soaking through my clothes.
Upon receiving whispers from fellow officers who observed her in the company of Jason Parker, an investigation into Charlene was initiated. While she may believe she slipped by unnoticed, unbeknownst to her, the detectives have amassed all the evidence required. Soon, they'll unveil and potentially shame her in a rather unforgiving manner.
You got a lot of that head game. Oh my God.
From the get-go, Charlene adopts an innocent facade, feigning ignorance regarding the accusations.
We're notified of a possible improper relationship between you and Jacob Parker. So we're here for that. I just kind of want to talk to you about it and get your side of that story.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Have you talked to him on any jail phone calls or anything like that?
No.
None at all?
Charlene firmly believes in the efficacy of her strategy, but unbeknownst to her, the detectives possess a wealth of evidence beyond what they've disclosed.
And where would you think that this allegation would come from if there's nothing to it?
Well, I had a feeling this was coming. So there was an inmate named Coker, Justin Coker.
Okay.
He got out of here for, I don't know what period of time. And he tried to contact me on Facebook. He sent me a message and I blocked him on Facebook. And I guess one time Parker was going back to Bequat to use the bathroom and he was talking like at the window with me. Mm-hmm. And I guess Coker like didn't like that, which I had no contact with him or anything. And Parker had told me that he had gone up to him and was like, don't talk to her or something crazy like that.
So I'm just not trying to be rude here. Why would you expect this conversation to come up from that? Like now, if that happened a few months ago.
Charlene insists that her interaction with Jason was limited to a single encounter outside the jail restroom, attributing the rumors to a jealous inmate. However, the detective is poised to reveal compelling evidence that promptly contradicts Charlene's narrative, indicating she may be concealing pertinent information.
I don't know exactly how it started, like who it started from, but I was told that it was brought to somebody's attention, and then we looked at jail calls, and there's jail calls between you and Parker. And all that stuff's recorded. So I don't think you're being completely truthful. Well, I kind of know that you're not. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say that.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kind of trying to lay it out on the table for you. So can you kind of tell me what's going on?
I guess a few years ago, we talked, and then I ended up here, and then he ended up here. I didn't know he was here. It wasn't anything like that.
Evidently, Charlene and Jason had prior connections before their time in prison and engaged in some activities together. Charlene asserts that their interaction inside the prison was just playful banter, nothing more. However, the truth appears to diverge significantly as law enforcement possesses recorded phone conversations from within the prison that narrate a wholly distinct tale.
So what about some of these phone conversations?
No, not here or the phone.
I just mean conversations y'all are having on the phone.
No.
Since he's been in here.
Like sexual?
Well, I'm not saying having phone sex, talking about sexual acts. From what I'm listening to on the calls, I take it as that you've given him oral sex at some point, is what I gather from these calls.
No, that was like in the world, but we never dated. We just. Okay.
What kind of conversations have you had with him since you started working here and he's been in the jail?
Just talking about what would happen after he got out.
And then the jail call recordings, have you been talking to him like while you're at home? Like he calls you from the jail while you're at home, or? Okay.
Within the first 15 minutes of the interrogation, Charlene's initial narrative is unraveling, appearing increasingly distant from the truth. Her account has crumbled under scrutiny, acknowledging past intimate involvement with Jason and the habit of phoning him regularly from her own residence. Such conduct is notably irregular for a prison officer, and it doesn't require extraordinary insight to suspect a more profound issue at play. The detective, however, is poised with additional inquiries regarding certain physical evidence.
I haven't listened to this, but apparently there may be some talk in the calls about like photographs. Have you given him any photographs?
Mm-mm. I gave him a photograph of his mom, which he had asked for, and of his dog, Jax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you given him any photographs of you?
Mm-mm. No, because...
So one of the things we're going to be doing is like looking at cameras and stuff too. Has there been any times where y'all were alone?
Mm-mm.
Or you go out of camera view or anything like that? Anything that's going to look suspicious that way?
I don't think so.
Bear in mind that Charlene has been employed at the prison for quite some time, granting her an intimate understanding of its workings, including security camera blind spots and the schedules of patrol officers. With this level of awareness, one might assume it'd be a breeze to conceal any relationship with an inmate. However, it appears she overlooked a few crucial details, notably that all phone calls originating from the prison are meticulously recorded. Thanks to the detectives, she's on the brink of a stark reminder of this reality.
Hey, baby.
Got that.
Baby, guess what?
What, babe?
I just won the blackjack game.
Yay.
I just won $30.
I got a lot of stuff to clean and get rid of before you come home. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I was trying to make you think I have all these secret things.
Yeah, I bet you do.
What?
What?
What? What do you mean?
I don't know. You probably got this weird swing hanging from the ceiling. Kenneth probably thinks it's a swing set.
Oh, if I had that swing, you better believe I'd leave that up for you.
Would you really?
Hell yeah.
You'd let me put you in it?
Yeah.
With a on everything?
Yeah, babe.
Hearing your own voice can be cringeworthy for many, but imagine the discomfort of listening to your intimate phone conversations in complete silence with two detectives present, realizing you've been unequivocally caught. Up to this point, the language used doesn't provide evidence of any actual sexual acts between the two. However, the situation takes a swift turn as Jason begins to explicitly implicate Charlene during the call.
Why don't you look at me sometimes and be like, damn, my woman's fine.
Fine as wine.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a live ass head game. Oh my god.
It wasn't my best moments. I was just trying to get it done.
Are you in bed?
Don't even get me thinking about that because it makes me so horny. Like just going back and thinking about that.
It gets you horny?
Oh yeah. When you felt me, I was like soaking through my clothes. You get very horny very easy. I always want to have, like that's not even.
Not good.
I mean, it's not like I just like look at someone, I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting horny. No, like of course, like I only get horny for you.
You kind of see how that sounds from like my point of view, like a more recent thing than 3 years ago. No?
The nerve she has to deny everything after hearing that phone call is quite extraordinary. To her credit, she's putting up a tough fight. The detectives attempt to probe her by questioning whether Jason would protect her, but she remains steadfast, sticking to her narrative that everything transpired outside of prison. While technically this tale could hold true based on the phone call, it's undeniably peculiar for the couple to recall events from over 3 years ago with such precision, especially considering her earlier difficulty in remembering any details about the relationship.
Talk about how profound this was, like just giving him this was, but you like don't remember anything about it. It's like telling me something, but you're having trouble coming up with details about it. You know what I mean? Like if it's that profound.
I mean, I gave him a look. How do you describe? I mean, is that?
Well,
what you
I want to know like about the album.
Yeah.
So if this is a
He just.
thing that happened 3 years ago, I feel like you would kind of remember some stuff about it. Like I feel
I
like,
mean, like we said in the car, you know.
like when I asked you who was there, him of course, like when y'all met or whatever, and then when I asked like who else, you said it was like a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
But like you can remember one
I mean,
chick's
I was with
name
my
after
friend
you
Chris.
think about it for 30 seconds. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I was-
not making sense to me.
You seem to have blanks in your memory when we get to certain details, but you remember being groped in the job from 3 years ago. I find that hard to believe. Okay? This is your one chance to be honest with us.
Yes.
Once we get up and walk out and we're done, we're done. Have y'all had any inappropriate contact, whether it's groping, jobs, anything? Yes, I am being vulgar to get a point across.
Yeah, no, it's not. None of that.
As the detectives point out, the pieces of the puzzle just don't fit together. Nevertheless, she's maintaining her version, or at least she was, until a sudden change occurred, and she uttered this statement.
And what is it?
I might have given him a back part of you.
In back part of decoy? Okay. How long ago was that?
I don't know. 2 months ago.
The revelation is out, and Charlene has admitted to the truth. However, this situation is more intricate than it appears. In cases involving relations between officers and inmates, a crucial question surfaces: consent. Since Jason and Charlene had prior acquaintance before prison, it's reasonable to assume mutual consent. However, in such cases, consent becomes irrelevant. According to a 2005 report, federal law deems all sexual interactions between prison staff and inmates as abusive, irrespective of whether the act might be considered consensual outside of a prison setting. This strict stance stems from the alarming prevalence of inmate abuse, with estimates indicating that 12 to 14% of inmates faced sexual assault in 1996, often without repercussions for the officers involved. To curb such abuse, a zero-tolerance policy was instituted, a policy that Charlene seems to have blatantly disregarded.
I'm going to ask, but I feel like I know the answer. I'm losing my job.
So that's not really up to me. Internal Affairs is aware. Investigation is separate from ours because it's two totally different things. So
Yeah. What kind of charges would, like...
So it's illegal to have sexual contact with an inmate as an employee. So I said the ball kind of be in their court, but I'll let you know as soon as I hear something.
I mean, could I go to jail?
That's up to the DA's office.
In an unexpected turn of events, Charlene faced severe consequences. Her employment was terminated, and any future return to jail would be solely as a result of the 100-day sentence she received after being convicted of engaging in sexual activity with a person in custody. Would you believe that there are individuals out there who actively seek to end up behind bars? Take for instance this young woman who insisted on being detained after the police apprehended her friend.
I don't care. I want them taking me with you.
No.
I want them to take me with you.
Hi, Mom. Hi, I'm in jail.
It's quite surprising, isn't it? Check this out. A vandal who went back to the very place where he committed the crime.
You have your ID on you?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Do me a favor.
Let me share a situation where the tables turned. On May 17, 2022 in Florida, a man reached out to the police, stating he was a victim of a road rage incident. According to his report, the other party brandished a firearm and issued death threats. Responding promptly, a notable number of officers arrived at the scene to assess the situation and ensure no further escalation occurred.
It's fine. I want you to step around the other side. Step around the other side of the truck. Sir, why don't you step over here? Ma'am, just stay at the motorcycle, please. Keep your hands up for me. I understand that you're armed. That's fine. You can put your hands right there on that pole. It's right there on the pole.
On this side, my right arm side, under my right arm.
Can you drop your knife? It's all right.
Your hands in the air.
It's good. Just keep cooperating. Thank you. Thank you. That's fine.
Hey, you're good with him? I'm going to help
Yeah, secure him. Just stay put. We're going to work this out. See what's going on.
I know, you're good. Step backward. Keep going. Keep going backward. Stop.
Go ahead, come.
Put that in real quick. Right back. We'll get this figured out. Okay. Is there anybody else inside your truck? No, sir. I called you guys.
It's clear that the officers exercised a high level of caution during this intervention. When dealing with a violent or weapon-involved crime, law enforcement may find it necessary to use handcuffs even if an immediate arrest is not foreseen. For example, in cases like domestic violence calls or responses to armed altercations, it's standard procedure for officers to apply handcuffs initially, ensuring the safety of all involved until they can gather the specific details of the situation. Now, let's delve into the details of what transpired.
I got off 95 and I came to Pine Lakes. I was making a right turn. I made a right on red. They didn't like that. They were in front of me. He slams on his bike brakes. So I stop. I slow down. He keeps going. She's throwing things out the back of that little pouch on her bike there, throwing things at my vehicle. I try to go around him, then he speeds up. Finally, he pulls to the right. He lets me around him. I live right here. So I make the left turn to go home, and I pulled over because he's behind me again. So that's when I called you guys. I got up my vehicle, I called you guys.
Who had the gun? Who had the knife?
He's got the gun, he had the gun, he pulled it out on me, I have the knife. A knife ain't much against the gun, obviously.
So you pointed the gun directly at you?
They saw it, they had to see it, all these workers.
Did he make any statements when he pulled the gun out?
He said, I will f***ing shoot you.
The lady on the motorcycle captured the whole incident on camera, so the police decided to review her footage. Things take a twist here. The video shows that the individual with the knife, who initially contacted the police, isn't entirely truthful about what occurred.
Out of the truck, he had the knife in his hand like that. And then
he went and he charged him
with the knife, yeah.
That's when the gun was pulled out.
Yeah, you can see him, he reaches in his jacket.
He pointed the gun at me, he said, I will f***ing shoot you. He said, I will f***ing kill you. And all these workers right there on the corner.
And what kind of gun was it?
Looked like a 9mm Glock.
How would you describe it? Color?
Black.
Okay.
Take a look at this. The guy who contacted the police alleges that the biker threatened him with a gun, but upon scrutinizing the footage, the officers discovered a different sequence of events. It turns out he initially stepped out of his vehicle with a knife. It was only after a confrontation with the biker that the latter pulled out his gun. Let's dig into the details of what happened before the firearm came into play.
Did you guys see anything?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you guys say?
They stopped out here, started arguing, got in the truck, went to slice the knife at the biker dude.
Yeah.
Biker dude stepped back and pulled his fucking gun out on me.
Did he jump out of the car with the knife automatically in his hand?
Yeah, he had that. It's like a knife, a big old knife.
Is that your husband?
Yes.
Okay, did he get off the bike with the brass knuckles in his hand, or did he get off just confrontational?
He got off as confrontational. He carries those in his pocket.
Okay.
He got out of the truck with the knife. He had the knife pulled when he got out of the truck. And that's when my husband put those on. Because he told me, he said, knife. And that's when I got my phone to record. Because I knew it wasn't going to go well.
For what it's worth, the vehicles never hit each other?
No.
There's no accident or nothing?
No. She smacked my phone out of my hand, broke my phone case. So.
Was there any other physical contact besides that?
No, she did hit me.
The phone?
I'm sorry, he hit me with his hand. He hit my hand, knocked my phone out of my hand and fell on the floor. Then she kicked it. Then she picked it up and was going to slam it on the floor, but he said, don't.
What were you doing with your phone?
I was trying to video.
How soon after you all stopped was the gun pulled out?
Immediately.
Was it the first thing you saw when you got out? Or did you see it before you got out?
No. It might have... Everything happened so fast. She's got it on video. You got to get that video. And when I pulled over, I jumped out with my knife. He had brass knuckles. He has brass knuckles.
At what point did you see the knuckles?
He had them on his hand.
Like the whole time while he was riding?
No.
Or like when you got out,
you saw them? Yeah. When I got out, I saw them. And he kept getting close to me. I said, man, back up. And then he was looking at the knife, and he goes, fucking knife? He goes, you bring a fucking knife? He goes, you're gonna fucking stab me? I said, if you keep coming at me, I'm gonna. And then he pulled out the gun. That's when he pulled out the gun.
Upon interviewing witnesses and analyzing the footage, it becomes apparent that Rafael manipulated the story to his advantage. So, what actually unfolded? Rafael initiated a road altercation with the motorcyclist by cutting him off and subsequently hurling an object at him. The motorcyclist pursued Rafael, exacerbating the situation. In response, Rafael stopped his car, brandishing a knife in anticipation of a physical altercation. The biker, equipped with brass knuckles, was warned to stay away, but after a brief exchange of words, Rafael lunged at him with the knife, slicing the biker's leather jacket. At this juncture, the biker drew his gun, prompting both parties to distance themselves. After piecing together evidence and narratives from all involved parties and witnesses, the police concluded that Rafael was ironically the primary aggressor. He had called the police on himself. Subsequently, Rafael was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Hello.
Hi.
Officer Barry, Wyandotte Police Department. You probably know why I'm stopping you?
Yeah, I almost hit someone's eyes.
Okay. How much have you had to drink tonight?
I'm gonna be honest, 2 drinks.
Okay, how big were they? Because the way that you were driving doesn't seem like just 2 drinks. Alright, we're gonna go over here and I'm gonna run you through a couple of sobrieties, see if you're okay to drive, okay? Alright, you said you had 2 drinks?
Yes.
That's honest?
Yes.
Okay.
2.5 if you want.
Okay, how long ago?
An hour ago. Tops,
An hour ago? What I want you to do is I want you to follow this light with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Keep your head straight.
As the initial officer administered field sobriety tests, the second officer engaged the individual in the passenger seat with a series of inquiries.
How much have you had to drink?
2.
2? Is that an honest 2?
Honest.
Because we hear 2. 2 is the number that everyone.
With you,
Yeah.
I'm underage.
Are you?
21,000.
Michigan law requires you to submit to a preliminary breath test upon request of a peace officer. It's a PBT, it's just a roadside breath test. Do you know what the legal limit in the state of Michigan is? The legal limit is 0.08. You're a 0.14. You're almost double legal limit, okay? Turn around, put your hands behind your back for me. You're being placed under arrest for operating while intoxicated.
Just
stay.
Can you stay in there?
Stay. Please stay. Keep. Please stay.
I'll stay right here. You can take me with you. No, they can take me with you.
Over in Michigan, a police officer observed a vehicle driving recklessly. Upon pulling it over, the officer encountered a 21-year-old named Noel behind the wheel, accompanied by a passenger who later confessed to being underage. Noel displayed signs of intoxication, prompting the officer to conduct field sobriety tests, to which she readily agreed. Under Michigan law, an officer can also request a driver to undergo a preliminary breath test, PBT, if there's reasonable suspicion that alcohol has been consumed. This suspicion can stem from observed behaviors such as erratic driving, the smell of alcohol, slurred speech, or the driver's admissions. A blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher is considered over the legal limit for individuals 21 and older. In this case, with a level of 0.14, the 21-year-old is nearly double the legal limit, intensifying the seriousness of the situation. Noel is on the brink of being arrested, but the actions of her friend Keon following this will leave you utterly astonished.
I'll go with her because I don't care.
No, your ride's over there, that Ford Taurus.
Yep, but I'm gonna go with her because I don't care. No, I'm going with her.
Where are you
going?
going?
I'm going with her.
What do you mean?
I'm going with her.
What does that mean?
That's my best friend for 9 years.
Okay.
I don't care. I'm going with her.
What's that mean that you're going with her?
I don't want her to go by herself.
We're not taking you to jail.
But I'm going to go with her.
Well, if you want to get in that car and go up to the police station, that's fine. But
No,
you
I
can't
wanna go
see
with
her.
her.
You can't go with her.
I'm going to go right here until I go with her.
You can't go with her.
I'm not going to go without her.
You can't go with her.
Can I drive her car then?
No.
Like, I'm not going without her.
No, you've been drinking too.
No, I don't
You
care.
told me you've been drinking.
You're right. I told you
know.
how old I am too. So
I know.
take me with her.
No. So where's your fake ID at?
Receive no more calls.
I don't have fake ID.
So how are they serving you then?
Here. I'm gonna be straight with you. I really
All
don't
right.
care. I want you to take me because you're
I'm not going to take you. I'm just going to take it from you.
No, for real. But
I'm just
like,
taking it from you.
I really want to go with her.
I know you're trying to be a good friend and everything.
She's my best friend. 10 years. 10 years. I don't want to go by herself.
Let me explain.
She's
it to
never
you.
been to jail.
I
Like
know.
I'm gonna go
a lot
with her
of people
or
haven't
nothing.
been to jail.
I'm not going without her.
Let me explain to you what's going to happen. I'll
Please.
explain to you what's going to
Like,
happen
I'm
with
not
her.
gonna go without her.
She's going to get her own. She's going to get her own cell. She won't be with anybody else.
I can't go without her. Like I promise you. Like
She's
I
going
can't.
to be out tomorrow. She will be out overnight.
I'd rather go with
she
her.
She has to sober up. You can't go with her. You have a ride right over there.
No, I don't.
Your boyfriend's
No,
right there.
I don't care. I'm
You
going
said
with
your
her or I'm not
boyfriend's
going with my
right
boyfriend.
Why don't you get walking?
That's it.
It's pretty simple.
I'd rather go with her.
Why would you talk yourself into going to
I'd
jail?
rather go with her. I don't care.
She wants us to take her with you, but
does, because that's creepy.
But
Don't
we-
take her with her, please.
I mean, we don't want to.
Can you please stop?
But she needs to like really calm down.
They're taking her to jail right now. Noelle, what? What? Stop what?
They're gonna take you with you, please.
I don't care. I want them to take me with you.
No.
I want them to take me with you.
If you get arrested tonight,
And I'd rather go with her.
okay,
You're not gonna be
hold
with
on. You won't be with her. You guys are gonna be separated.
All right. Noelle, I don't give a I'm going with you or nothing. I don't go with you or nothing. I don't know what's going on, but like Noelle's going to jail 100%.
She's gonna be out.
I'm going with her. I don't care.
Hey, ma'am, is there anything else?
Please go home.
Deshaun, take
Go
her.
home.
Deshaun, take her.
I'm going with
Take
her. I don't
her.
care. Go home. Go the home.
You have things to worry
I don't give
about.
a.
Listen to me.
I don't give a. Go home.
No, you
Yep.
cannot go. We are.
I don't give a.
In 8 hours, I promise we will be there for
8 hours. 8 hours is not enough. I want to be here with her right now.
You can't be here with
Too
us
bad.
right now. This
Too bad.
isn't gonna work.
Go home.
Listen to me.
Go the
About your
home.
mom, she is not.
I don't give. My mom is at home. I don't care.
Exactly where you need to be.
Can you go shut Noel's door?
No, babe. That's
Can you
not...
go shut Noel's door?
No.
Can you go shut Noel's door?
Babe,
No.
Babe, right here. Baby, Kiki.
I don't go.
Listen to me.
Bye, Kiki.
Why the are you here right now? No, you don't need me right now.
All right.
Give me my shit.
Babe,
Give me my shit.
You're going to jail now.
No,
All right, go
You're
ahead.
going to jail.
Take me to jail.
Please, let me just talk to her.
You're under arrest for disorderly.
Babe, please. Wait, officer,
No,
please.
it's too late.
Please, this is gonna change everything for her. Please,
Don't care.
Please.
I gave her every opportunity in the world.
Please, just let me reason with her.
Nope,
Please,
sorry.
Officer, please, like I'm begging you.
It's over. You got no weapons on you?
No. Wait. I might have like a tweezer on me.
Where's
like
it
right
at?
Here, my front pocket.
In this pocket right
Yeah.
here? Can't interfere with police investigations and scream like that, okay?
This provides a condensed account of what unfolded following Noel's arrest. In the initial narrative, Keone persistently urged the police to apprehend her, and eventually both found themselves in jail. The police officer hinted that they weren't housed together, each was kept in separate cells. Keone's actions are somewhat perplexing, but ultimately she achieved her desired outcome without complaints, accepting it with satisfaction. In the end, Keone faced charges of misdemeanor disorderly conduct and received a citation for being a minor in possession, consumption of alcohol. Meanwhile, Noel was charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated, and now you'll see why it's a very bad idea to linger near the scene of a crime you've committed, especially when the police are still present.
Right here. I couldn't tell you his last name. His name's Nick. He got red hair. He's wearing the exact same outfit
as when you saw him 30 minutes ago?
Well, exact same outfit as this 30 minutes ago and probably right now.
Oh, he's out there right now?
No, he just was. I don't know where he went. He couldn't have gone to.
The police were summoned by the restaurant owner after his establishment was vandalized with spray paint. After examining the security footage, it was established that the vandal was a former employee of the owner. The proprietor also noted that the suspect, who happened to be homeless, had been observed in the vicinity of the restaurant just before the police were called. While the officer was in the process of documenting the damage, a report came in stating that the suspect had been sighted nearby.
What's up, man? Can you do me a favor? Come over and talk to me for a second? Okay. All right, you're going to talk to me. Do you have your ID on you?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Do me a favor.
Nick, right from the start, had no interest in engaging with the police because he promptly understood the reason behind their visit.
On the ground. Get on the ground. Right here. Get on the ground.
No,
Get on the ground. Get on the ground right now.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back.
I can't breathe.
Put your hands behind your back.
I can't breathe.
Put your hands behind your back.
I can't breathe.
Give me your hand.
I got this.
Help! 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 I'm being harassed. I can't breathe.
Give me your other hand.
I
Give me your other
can't
hand.
breathe.
Other
I
hand.
can't. Don't have to be so violent. I can't breathe. I cannot breathe.
Shut up.
I can't breathe.
Over on your side then.
Come on, videotape this.
Where you are, bud?
I like lawsuits. I already got a file.
Why'd you run, bro?
Because you tried to harass me.
Oh, okay.
En Nicaragua. En Italiano. Woo. I'm being accused of
Why'd you throw your sunglasses at me, bro?
I didn't. It fell off.
Okay.
I run fast. I run like 26 miles an hour. But I caught myself.
You got caught.
Yeah, I scored a touchdown though. I have an athlete. I play basketball, baseball. I will win. I don't lose. What? I won. I scored like 3 times. Y'all are slow. The only reason you caught me is because I didn't feel like making another cut and running through you. That's a felony.
As the police were apprehending Nick, a separate team uncovered a post on Nick's Facebook. The post featured an image of a truck adorned with graffiti, accompanied by a message directed at Nick, questioning why he engaged in such actions. It appears that Nick has a penchant for vandalizing other people's property.
So you're going to jail for all the spray painting that you did on the front of the business and the signs? Yeah. I watched you on video.
Video? You saw my face and everything?
I saw your sneakers.
Oh, because you know where I got those? My buddy's house.
Oh, you can tell it's your lawyer. You can let your lawyer know. Go ahead and wake up, man. Dude.
Whoa, why the
Come on.
Why are you punching me?
You need to chill out, okay?
I'm not doing
Go through this
Italian
process. Stop being a child, okay?
I'm not being a child. I'm literally about to faint.
Okay, you're not about to faint. You're fine.
By loitering near the site he had vandalized and with his bold behavior, Nick was essentially inviting an arrest. Ultimately, he faced charges of criminal damage to property and obstructing law enforcement.
Why don't we just talk about the gun? Let's start there. Okay?
Anything I say here can and will be used against me.
Okay.
I've been through the system, buddy. I know how
I know
it
you
works.
have. I know you have.
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I got a lot of physical evidence.
Well, like what? Name
Why don't we? Why should I tell you that?
You're
no,
trying
I'm not trying to get
all
you.
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession.
On an ordinary evening in 2011, an alarming situation unfolded at a local 7-Eleven when reports of an armed robbery flooded into the local police department. Responding swiftly, the police arrived at the scene, only to find the suspect had vanished. Expanding their search, they soon heard commotion emanating from a nearby house. With no other leads to pursue, they stormed into the residence, discovering Jeff Pearson, a known heroin addict, sitting inside with a gun. Despite lacking additional evidence, the police arrested Jeff and brought him in for questioning. Little did they know that Jeff Pearson, the presumed suspect, was about to embark on an unprecedented feat, outsmarting the cops at their own game, all while grappling with the harrowing throes of heroin withdrawals. This incident would go down in history as one of the rare occasions when a suspect single-handedly bested law enforcement. The captivating events of the next 24 hours were documented by police cameras within the interview room. Remarkably, in a deviation from the norm, this footage found its way onto the suspect's own YouTube channel, uploaded on the 25th of September 2011. The unfolding saga provides a unique glimpse into the dynamics of a high-stakes encounter between a suspect and the police, showcasing the unexpected turns that can transpire in the pursuit of justice. Jeff's saga takes a compelling turn as he becomes a cult figure and a legend within the interrogation community. Despite facing a potential minimum sentence of 10 years imprisonment, ranging up to a maximum of life without parole, Jeff's time in police custody turns into a mere 15 minutes of captivating footage. This unexpected twist catapults him from the brink of a lengthy incarceration to an unconventional day of indulging in drinks and candy, all while imparting a masterclass in handling oneself during police custody. The footage that unfolds provides a remarkable insight into the methods law enforcement employs during interrogations and, more importantly, how Jeff adeptly evaded them.
Can you read with me? Just read in your head, okay? Before we ask you any questions, you must understand what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we question you, and have him or her with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer and you want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time that you want until you talk to the lawyer. Does that make sense? You've probably heard these before, haven't you?
With a seemingly unshakable demeanor, he navigates the intricate dance between suspect and interrogator, showcasing an unparalleled ability to outsmart the police at every turn. As the events unfold, viewers are treated to a riveting display of Jeff's prowess in the face of legal jeopardy. His actions serve as a tutorial of sorts, illustrating the strategic moves one can employ while in police custody.
Okay, good cop.
No, usually I'm the prick.
You look like the prick.
I am.
From the subtle art of dodging incriminating questions to the artful negotiation of one's rights, Jeff's escapade becomes a captivating lesson for anyone curious about the nuances of dealing with law enforcement. In this unexpected turn of events, Jeff transforms from a potential convict to an unlikely instructor, leaving an indelible mark on the lore of police interrogations. The footage unveils Jeff Hancock in a compact, windowless room attired in prison scrubs. It's apparent that he has undergone processing and spent time in a cell, likely while the police gathered evidence and prepared for the impending interrogation. From the outset, Jeff demonstrates a keen awareness of his rights, immediately questioning whether he is under arrest and on what grounds.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay? Yeah, I'll explain everything.
I'm under arrest for robbery?
You are, but let me read your rights real quick, okay? And then I'll explain it all to you. Is that okay? Let me do that real fast? All right, Jeff.
This strategic move showcases Jeff's meticulous research and sets the tone for a confrontation where he aims to outsmart the police at every turn. Jeff's interrogation tactic hinges on a crucial understanding of his rights and how to assert them effectively.
I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just wanted you to understand what I read to you.
So am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you much.
Okay, fair enough.
He wisely navigates through two distinct scenarios. If he's not being arrested or detained, he establishes that he's not obligated to stay and answer questions, asserting his freedom to leave the interrogation room. On the other hand, if he is being arrested, he knows to promptly request legal representation and maintain silence until a lawyer is provided.
What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. Look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah, right? I'm in a wrong place at the wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no armed robbery.
All right, then let's talk about this. Let's
I
not
don't talk to the police, man.
I think it's in your best interest to.
How?
Man.
I don't talk to the
sitting
police.
Here.
These strategic choices afford individuals the best chance of disrupting police proceedings and constructing a robust defense. Adding a layer of amusement to the situation is the legal obligation of American officers to recite the Miranda warning when making an arrest.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say
will be used against you in the court of law.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we question you.
And have him or her with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer and you want one,
a lawyer will be provided for you.
This warning emphasizes a suspect's right to remain silent and consult an attorney. Jeff's familiarity with these rights further showcases his preparedness for the situation, transforming the interaction into a nuanced dance between a suspect and the law enforcement attempting to gather evidence against him. The significance of these three fundamental points is often underestimated by the average citizen, primarily due to the initial panic associated with being arrested. The anxiety surrounding the situation, coupled with the frequent exposure to these lines in media such as police shows and movies, tends to cause people to overlook the valuable information being provided to them during the reading of their rights. In reality, these rights serve as a crucial guide for individuals to safeguard themselves and ensure their protection while in police custody. One critical aspect the detective failed to emphasize during the Miranda warning is that when you request a lawyer while under arrest, law enforcement is legally prohibited from continuing the interrogation. This crucial right grants individuals an unequivocal refusal to answer any questions until they have legal representation present.
Because I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
You didn't tell me what happened last night.
How didn't I just tell you what?
But now you've handcuffed me, and I can't talk to you because you've asked for an attorney. So, okay, that's fine. But I will tell you right now, you're still on a hold for a robbery.
I know. I don't know why. I need a fucking lawyer because obviously I didn't do nothing. And obviously you guys know I didn't do nothing because I've been arrested for the same bullshit before and you guys don't interview me this much. So, wham bam, thank you for the coke, put me back in the cell. That's my home.
We haven't interviewed you yet.
That's my home.
All right.
Well, you haven't interviewed me yet.
Yeah.
I'm not being interviewed. I'm with a lawyer.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't interviewed you yet. Hang on. Wait right there.
Unfortunately, the detective concludes the recitation of rights with a snide remark directed at Jeff, subtly reminding him of his previous criminal record. This remark appears designed to evoke a psychological impact, possibly undermining Jeff's confidence and reinforcing his status as a convicted individual. Such tactics illustrate the intricate dance between law enforcement and suspects during an interrogation, emphasizing the importance of a suspect's understanding and assertion of their rights. Having been expressly informed of his right to remain silent, Jeff wisely chooses to exercise that right at this crucial juncture.
Does that make sense? Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand?
We're getting paid more than you are, so we can sit here for a long time, man.
I just need you to answer me yes or no. Do you understand your rights? Let's get through that question. Do you understand what I read to you? Did you comprehend what I read to you? Jeff, I'm just here to talk to you and figure out what happened and move you on out of here, at least some of it. So do you understand the rights I read to you?
If you got something that says you didn't do this robbery, this is your chance to talk to us.
The lead detective, perhaps anticipating a challenging interrogation ahead, leans back in his chair, attempting to convey an air of nonchalance. However, such body language often betrays a subtle unease, suggesting that the detective recognizes the impending complexity of the situation. In this moment, Jeff's decision to remain silent asserts a form of dominance over the interrogation. By opting for silence, he effectively discards the conventional expectations of immediate cooperation. The detective's attempt to project an air of indifference contrasts with the underlying tension, hinting at the potential difficulty the law enforcement officers may face during the forthcoming hours.
I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just want to know, do you understand what I read to you?
In this strategic move, Jeff appears to have taken control of the narrative, creating a dynamic where the burden of progress falls upon the detectives. The power dynamic has shifted, and the detectives now find themselves navigating an unpredictable terrain. Jeff's deliberate silence marks the beginning of a chess game between the suspect and the interrogators, where every move becomes crucial in determining the outcome of the interrogation. In the initial phase of the interrogation, Jeff adeptly demonstrated the appropriate behavior given his circumstances. Recognizing that the police lacked substantive evidence against him, he maintained a stoic silence, a strategic move indicative of his understanding that the authorities wouldn't be engaging him if they had a strong case.
Okay. I've been through the system, buddy. I know how it
you
works.
have. I know you have.
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. Or you're
no,
trying
I'm not trying to get you.
All you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not going to get one.
As a result, he was promptly returned to his cell. 2 hours later, Jeff finds himself back in the familiar interrogation room. His only request, a can of soda, serves as a seemingly innocuous yet calculated move.
You gonna be able to pop it open, or you need me to?
However, upon his return, Jeff shifts the focus to a critical aspect of his situation.
I need methadone.
You need methadone?
Yeah, you get me that methadone?
I don't have any. Do you have medication for it, or a prescription for it? Or?
No.
What do you need methadone for?
Because I'm a fucking junkie.
Withdrawals. By raising the issue of withdrawal symptoms, he subtly introduces a dimension that may impact his cooperation during the interrogation. Moreover, Jeff strategically mentions methadone, a drug known for alleviating withdrawal symptoms. This can be seen as a savvy move, suggesting that he's not only aware of his physical state but also knowledgeable about potential solutions. By vocalizing his need for methadone, Jeff implies that addressing his withdrawal symptoms might facilitate more productive communication. This strategic mention not only underscores his self-awareness, but also introduces an element of negotiation into the conversation. Throughout this exchange, Jeff is maneuvering within the confines of the interrogation room, showcasing a keen understanding of both his own needs and the potential advantages he can gain within the parameters of the conversation.
How long you been using heroin?
Long time, buddy.
10 years? 15 years?
I hardly been alive that long. What are you trying to talk to me about here?
His actions set the stage for a nuanced and dynamic interaction where each move carries strategic weight. In this segment of the interrogation, Jeff shifts the focus back to the matter at hand, displaying a clear intent to expedite the process. From his perspective, he's been unjustly arrested and is eager to navigate the situation efficiently.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I didn't do nothing.
I'm not trying to get a confession out of you.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house, because my fucking buddy's dog's going ape shit. I go outside, there are cops everywhere, and they spotlight me. They say, come here. I say, what's up? They search me. They ain't find nothing. What's
Let
up?
me read this.
No,
Yes.
because I'm not going to sign it.
The irony of the detective claiming he's not attempting to coerce Jeff while he is physically restrained in an interrogation room adds a layer of sardonic humor to the conversation. Jeff's response, though direct, is remarkably articulate, almost as if it were rehearsed. This eloquence becomes even more remarkable when considering the likelihood that Jeff is beginning to experience withdrawal symptoms, emphasizing his mental acuity under challenging circumstances. One particularly noteworthy aspect of Jeff's response is his astute observation about the police's potential motive to extract a confession.
Tell me what happened last night. Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you.
All right. This is what I don't understand. I know, but this is what I don't understand, Jeff. You were sitting there talking just like you were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you, and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer.
He highlights a prevalent interrogation technique known as the Reed technique, developed in the 1960s. Jeff accurately describes its 9-step process, illustrating a deep understanding of the psychological tactics employed by law enforcement during interrogations.
There. I didn't say I lived there. I just said I stayed there that night.
Had you been there during the night?
Yeah.
Did Aaron know you were there?
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah. I mean, he might have been asleep, but that's where I was staying that night.
What time did you get there?
No. You know what? I'm not answering no more questions. This is bullshit.
I'm happy to help you out.
You can't help me, man.
Well, I can't.
The Reed technique involves a progression of steps aimed at leading the suspect to admit guilt. Jeff's recognition of this method showcases a high level of legal awareness and underscores the manipulative nature of some interrogation strategies. He effectively communicates the pressure and tactics used to force confessions, shedding light on the vulnerability of individuals facing intense police questioning.
Basically, they put a parole violation on you.
They put a violation on me? So I had this before? Or what?
No. I got you violated.
You did?
Yeah.
For what?
For armed robbery.
I ain't been charged with armed robbery.
I talked to Aaron. I talked to Becky.
Yeah.
Got their statements.
Well, they made statements? What did they say?
Jeff's mention of the historical case that led to the development of the Reed technique, where a false confession was extracted, adds a layer of critique to the interrogation process. The next level of gaslighting suggests an awareness of the psychological manipulation involved in these situations, reinforcing Jeff's strategic and resilient stance throughout the interrogation.
You haven't helped me out at all. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit. We go back and forth. I give you one of my pieces of evidence, now give me a little something.
As the footage progresses, Jeff has invoked his right to legal representation, reiterating his refusal to answer questions. The detective, sensing the diminishing leverage in the interrogation, adopts a more desperate approach. Abandoning sophisticated techniques, he resorts to thinly veiled threats, falsely claiming to possess evidence that could potentially incriminate Jeff.
I have enough evidence
Like what?
of the armed robbery, okay? But, if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to give me your side of the story.
The detective's desperation is palpable, and his tactics have shifted from attempting to manipulate Jeff through psychological strategies to resorting to a more straightforward, albeit questionable, approach.
I didn't do it.
Okay, well, give me your side of the story. You got to, convince me. Because I got a lot of evidence. I got a lot of physical evidence.
Well, like what? Name the physical.
Well, I don't need to. Why should I tell you that? You haven't been helpful to me at all.
Because I don't believe that you got any evidence.
By insinuating the existence of damning evidence, the detective aims to pressure Jeff into providing more information out of fear. Jeff's resilience becomes even more evident in this phase of the interrogation.
I didn't do it, so there's no...
Well, here's... I'll give you one piece of my evidence, okay?
Yeah.
One piece. The phone for 7-Eleven was taken by the suspect, whoever that was, okay? It was taken by the suspect and was thrown in the dumpster behind 7-Eleven, okay? We got DNA off that phone. Right? That's one piece of my evidence. I have a lot of other evidence, okay?
Like what?
There's only a couple pieces of evidence I'm missing.
Name them.
What's that?
Name them.
Despite the detective's attempts to create a sense of urgency and potential legal consequences, Jeff maintains his composure and continues to assert his right to remain silent. This steadfast refusal to engage in the dialogue without legal representation showcases Jeff's strategic understanding of his rights and the importance of legal counsel in such situations. It is crucial to note that, by this point, Jeff has effectively navigated through various stages of the interrogation, consistently defending himself against the tactics employed by the detective. His ability to withstand pressure, recognize manipulation, and adhere to his legal rights contributes to the narrative of an individual well-versed in self-defense within the confines of the law.
Possession of a firearm.
You on?
Yeah.
I thought I got PFI on there.
You did. You know what PFI means, right?
Pending further investigation?
Basically what that means is, because there's no prosecutor on the weekends, I PFI you. Monday morning I call the prosecutor, and we write the case, and then we get a warrant for you for armed robbery.
The detective's reliance on unsubstantiated claims of evidence underscores the shift in the dynamics of the interaction. Instead of employing nuanced psychological strategies, the detective resorts to a more direct, albeit ethically questionable, attempt to elicit cooperation. This phase sets the stage for a continued clash between Jeff's legal acumen and the detective's increasingly desperate attempts to extract information. In this critical phase of the interrogation, the detective resorts to desperate bargaining tactics, attempting to strike a deal with Jeff by promising a positive recommendation to his parole officer.
Anything I say here can and will be used against me.
Sure, but anything you say here, I can also tell your parole officer that you help me out.
That doesn't mean...
Sure it does.
Well, you're arresting me for robbery tomorrow, so what the does that do?
Jeff, however, adeptly discerns the hollowness of such promises. To him, the prospect of a gold star on his record means little if it doesn't translate into tangible freedom. This exchange further emphasizes the detective's lack of concrete evidence against Jeff and their awareness that time is slipping away.
You help me out, I can help you out, sir.
You can't tell me that you can help me out. Because all you said is that you're charging me with some bogus-ass armed robbery bull.
Okay.
And I don't believe... there's no way. I didn't do it. There's no way.
How drunk were you? Were you drunk?
No, I was pretty sober.
So you're in your right mind. You remember everything about the night, right?
Yeah.
So you couldn't have done something not remembered. You couldn't have gone and robbed the place and not remembered?
No.
Okay, so you would remember if you robbed the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff's request for legal representation continues to be disregarded, indicating a potential violation of his rights. The detectives, sensing the urgency of the situation, persist in questioning him, hoping to extract information before their window of opportunity closes. The tension in the room is palpable, with both sides aware that the stakes are high. Over the next 4 minutes, the detectives employ various tactics, mentioning the firearm found in Jeff's possession, attempting to strike a plea deal, and even resorting to intimidation by describing the harsh realities of prison life without the drugs Jeff is dependent on.
Why don't we just talk about the gun? Let's start there. Okay?
I don't fucking have a gun or own a gun.
Okay. I don't think you do. I know you don't own one. Okay? But I need to know where that gun came from.
I don't have... What the f*** are you talking about?
The gun you were sitting on.
I was sitting on?
Yeah.
What the f*** are you talking about?
Over at Aaron's house.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because Aaron says it wasn't his.
Despite these efforts, Jeff remains stoic and unyielding. His ability to maintain a composed demeanor under duress suggests a deep understanding of his legal rights and an unwavering commitment to defending himself. The detectives' increasing desperation is evident as they throw everything they have at Jeff, hoping for a breakthrough.
Like I said, you give me a little, I'll give you a little. All right? I got a lot more I can tell you about the whole thing. But you got to help me out, too. So I'm willing to go to the prosecutor, I'm willing to go to the parole officer and say, this guy's a good guy, he helped me out.
Jeff, however, remains resolute, refusing to be swayed by their tactics. This phase sets the stage for a crucial turning point where Jeff's legal acumen and steadfastness clash with the detective's last-ditch efforts to elicit a confession.
I'm done, man. Fuck this. I'm not even answering. All this shit that I just said is gonna be fucking written in the discovery now, right?
What? You haven't said nothing.
I mean, every little stupid thing that you've asked me, dude, is gonna be in the discovery.
I'm not even going to do discovery.
The prosecutor is.
Okay.
The clock is ticking, and the outcome hangs in the balance. Over the preceding hours, the police subjected Jeff to relentless questioning, a process made more challenging by his evident physical discomfort and the denial of access to a legal prescription drug that could have alleviated his pain. Throughout this ordeal, the police had been probing him about a crime for which they had no concrete evidence. Despite the adversity, Jeff approached the situation with a remarkable level of nonchalance, making casual requests for sodas and chocolate bars.
I mean, you halfway know the system, how things work, and you halfway don't. Am I right?
I half-ass know
Yeah.
that the only reason I came up here is to get a fucking Coke.
Okay.
And I got it, but now I want a Butterfinger.
Jeff, recognizing the precarious nature of the interrogation, strategically chose to exert his rights in the most effective manner. His decision to remain silent and request legal representation, combined with an unwavering commitment to avoid self-incrimination, played a pivotal role in safeguarding his legal standing. Despite the pressure, Jeff navigated this situation astutely, fully aware that any misstep could lead him down a perilous path. After enduring this grueling process for approximately 12 hours, it was documented that Jeff was released from custody. Following this pivotal moment, Jeff embarked on a journey to turn his life around. Breaking free from the clutches of heroin, he redirected his energy towards positive endeavors. Jeff embraced creative pursuits such as making music and utilized his YouTube channel to share insights, including tips on avoiding law enforcement's tactics. Jeff's transformation from a challenging encounter with the police to a positive and productive life showcases the resilience of an individual who, in the face of adversity, not only defended his legal rights effectively but also used the experience as a catalyst for personal growth. His commitment to sharing valuable insights online reflects a newfound purpose, contributing to a narrative of redemption and empowerment.